Hey everybody, welcome back. Episode 5, Arizona Birdwatchers, here with you live from my couch studios. As with me as always.
My name's Dave, also here at My Couch Studios. I like that.
Thank you.
It's very professional here at My Couch.
The inspiration came from sitting on my couch and recording this podcast.
Yeah. This My Couch, or I guess your couch.
You can say my couch. It's okay.
This My Couch is very nice.
You get half the rights to the podcast, half the rights to the couch.
Half to the right to the couch. Well, I'm going to take it with me as I leave today, though.
Yeah. We could talk to my girlfriend. I think she'll be all right giving you half the couch. No big deal.
All right. Well, I am taking you up on that, my friend. But before I take this couch with me, we have to get this podcast out of the way. So let's start with some fun facts.
Fun facts
like we always do. A little bit of fun fact about this week is, well, we lost.
We freaking lost.
We lost. It was rough.
Yeah, first loss of the season. Nobody expected us to go unbeaten or have a perfect season, but at the same time, I didn't expect to ever lose.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just how good we were playing up until this point of the season. It didn't seem like we were going to lose. I mean, and against the Rams, too. You know, we beat the Rams. That's kind of something the Cardinals do. This is our first loss in 4 appearances.
Yeah, I mean, and the Rams, they haven't beat us. You know, we were playing them at home, and they haven't beat us at home since 2012. And I always think there's something about NFC West games. You know, like I said last week, you can be crappy in the rest of the NFL, but something about an in-division game brings out the best in everybody.
It's always big, and it always seems to have that big advantage at home. And I was there. It was a big advantage at home. We got some false start calls.
Yeah, man, it was crazy in there. And it was very evident at the end of the third quarter when the Rams got that false start. I think that we went in there and we made them hear us, dude. We were loud. I think the support was there. I think that shows how far this Cardinal fan base has come in a very short amount of time.
Absolutely. You think about 10 years ago, we were struggling even to sell out Sun Devil Stadium.
Yeah.
So to think about how far we've come 10 years in the future, now here at our true bird's nest.
Yeah.
You know, this is special, man.
I love it. You know, and people get mad at bandwagon fans. I love, bring on the bandwagon. If you're a Cardinals fan, even if you want to just be a fan for this season, bring it on.
Yeah, especially if you're here in Arizona. We welcome any Arizona bandwagon fan around, because
Jump on
who
board.
else are you going to cheer for?
Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, as long as when the Cowboys and the Steelers play here, it feels like a home game. You know, nothing makes me happier than just seeing red all in that stadium. And I think we finally are starting to solidify that.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. When you went to Sun Devil or Cardinals games in Sun Devil Stadium, it was a home game for whoever we played.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, absolutely. 49ers, absolutely. But even, you know, random teams, the Vikings would come into town and everybody would be in purple. You know, it was pathetic. But now we have solidified our fan base so much.
Yes.
And our fan base was at no fault to blame against this loss.
And it was a good game. It was a good game. I mean, we played our heart out, you know, and I think it's just things that we're not used to seeing. I think everybody went out. They tried hard, you know, and it was a tough division game. It's just not what we've seen so far the first 3 weeks of the season.
Right, and you have to lose sometimes. Yeah. And it's Carson's third loss of his Cardinals career.
Yeah.
He was 29 for 46 this game. He had 352 yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception to go with it. He broke his 9-game starter win streak. I mean, that's special in and itself.
9 games as a starter is fantastic. You know, to be fair, he did underthrow that interception on the long bomb to John Brown.
Yes.
But at the same time, that guy came up with a ridiculous catch.
Ridiculous catch is right. On his helmet. I mean, putting it on. What do you call that again?
It's a bubble gum on the helmet catch.
Bubble gum on the helmet catch. And why do you call it that?
Well, in Super Bowl, I don't remember what year, but in 2008, when the Giants and the Patriots played, David Tyree came up with this 50-yard catch over 2 Patriots defenders, and he caught the football on his helmets just like that cornerback did against Carson right there.
Yeah, no.
And that Super Bowl was at University of Phoenix Stadium, the first Super Bowl they hosted.
Maybe we just have some sticky helmets or something. I don't know.
There's something in the humidity and the air conditioning air makes the helmet sticky.
Let's get a scientist down there.
Yeah, we'll bring a scientist in on that one.
The Birdwatchers are hiring our own team of scientists to figure out this bubblegum problem.
Get better air filters in the toaster.
Absolutely. But look, and I know Carson threw that interception, but it wasn't only Carson's fault.
No.
We had some O-line struggles as well.
I mean, he was sacked 4 times, hit 9 times. So all season we had allowed 1 sack, and then in one game, 4 sacks. So the Rams did what we thought they were going to do. They brought the pressure against Palmer this game, and you could see that. You could see he was flustered. We were 2 for 11 on third down efficiency. We were 1-5 in the red zone. Coming into this game, we were ranked first in the NFL in red zone touchdowns. And after one game, we got bumped all the way down to 6th.
The Rams brought the pressure, and he just seemed to be shuffling away his way around. And look, he is a master shuffler.
Yeah.
That dude should be in a dance competition because that dude can shuffle.
Very underrated, And I mean, I agree with you, dude. You can completely see that he wasn't making the throws that he normally makes, and he wasn't making the decisions he normally makes. I think that was the most evident on that final drive when it was 4th and 2, and he hit J-Ron Brown for 15 instead of taking the automatic first to Larry, who wasn't a defender around him for 5 yards.
Right, and he could have just made it, spiked the ball, and kept going.
It
was a hard loss.
Hindsight's 20/20, dude. Yeah, that hurt right there. I took a fireball shot after that happened.
Right.
And fireballs are only for depressed 13-year-old girls.
Right, much needed. Much needed. That's when your selfie gets less than 20 likes. Yeah.
That's my every selfie.
Yeah, exactly. And look, I wish Chris Johnson got the ball more in this game.
Yeah.
He had 16 carries, but he had 83 yards. I mean, that's a pretty good conversion rate.
Yeah, he looked solid again. Our offensive line they gave him some sacks, don't get me wrong, but when you're holding back the best defensive line and the best defensive line front in the NFL, and you're trying to hold back for 3 seconds, it's going to be hard. But when we had to rush them and attack them, we ran on them pretty well.
Right, and the other offensive threat that did look positive was Larry. Larry still looked great.
Yeah.
He had 7 receptions, 100 almost 100 yards, but then that costly fumble at the end of the game, that was hard to watch.
I was just so out of the ordinary, you know what I mean? I think Larry has not fumbled that much. We don't know Larry as a fumbler, as somebody who drops the ball, and to see him do that in a big-time moment... There was just so many little things about this game that just put pins in your heart. You know what I mean?
It put pins in your heart, but listen, we're here to tell you not to worry because Larry doesn't fumble the ball.
Larry doesn't fumble the ball. Larry has one mistake that he gets to make every year, and that was the one.
That's fine.
We got it out in week 4.
Yeah. He'll be in our Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh. Yeah.
So he gets that one fumble this game.
That's perfectly all right with me.
And let's make sure it's week 4 against the Rams. So now we got Larry in check for real.
Yeah, he's ready to go. Yeah. And then I think our defense did pretty all right. They did what they could do. They really didn't allow stuff to happen until the second half, and I think Gurley had a very overrated game. I mean, he ran all over us in the second half. Don't get me wrong.
The defensive line part of our run game was kind of a struggle, but this was Gurley's first game coming back from injury?
Second game
coming back from injury. So the guy's kind of got to hit his stride. We understand that. But at the same time,
he did run 146 yards. They only ran for 48 in the first half.
Wow!
And then he got those other 98 yards in the second half.
Wow! Almost 100 yards in the second half. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Defense had 1 sack, no interceptions, and Foles looked like he was back at the U of A right there, the way he was playing.
Yeah, do you think it was some of that Arizona air again?
That air, I think he breathed it in. He was like,
those damn scientists, we got to get them over there.
Oh, we got to get him over there, man. And then, it was really frustrating. Tavon Austin shredded us. 96 yards, 2 touchdowns, and honestly, he just seemed way too quick for Powers. Every time I looked over, both his touchdown plays came off missed coverages or just made a move too quick on Powers.
Right.
They kept running this triple bunch formation, which was something that we run really efficiently. That's like our bread and butter.
Oh, okay.
And that when they were in that trips formation and that bunch, that's where a lot of confusion came with our secondary, and they scored.
Which is weird because if that's our bread and butter, the defense should have so much more practice against it. You would think. You would think.
But some highs. Our defense had some really sick plays. I think Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, he had that beautiful save in the end zone where the guy caught it and he swatted it out of his hands just at the last second. I thought that was beautiful.
Sports Center worthy.
Yeah, that was definitely a Sports Center worthy play. And then the screen, which has been a problem for us all season. The Rams, I guess they knew that, and they kept trying to run it on us. And for the most part, I think we shut it down pretty good.
Yeah, I was really impressed with how we shut down that screen, because that is the most. Look, if you're ever playing Madden, just go hit that screenplay.
Yeah.
You always gain about 6 or 7 yards, it seems. So anyway, I know it's violent, man, but at the same time, we shut it down. We did a good job.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that the Rams were famous for it.
They really aren't. I think that was more game plan against us, like them just trying to they knew their opponent. You know what I mean? So they were trying to take advantage of something, and I think we put a lot of emphasis on it, and we did pretty all right with it. So
well, I'm glad we at least shut that part down. At least when we come and see him later in the season, we'll kind of know what we're getting up against. And
the best takeaway for me, hands down, no injuries to report.
Absolutely, especially against the Rams when we have some injury voodoo.
Yeah.
No injuries is probably the best win part of this loss.
So we're going to be okay. If I could take a little cue out of Aaron Rodgers' Week 4 playbook, look, guys, it's going to be okay.
Right, right, absolutely. Absolutely. And I know it would be interesting to hear about what Arians has to say against this loss. So let's go into our next segment, Arianisms. Troy?
Yes.
What's our Arianism this week?
So every week we try to take a little something juicy that our coach, swag master Bruce Arians says. This week he didn't give us anything, quite as tasty as keep your foot on their throats. But when he was asked why he thinks we lost the game, and this was most important to me, he said, I think we lost our discipline and our inability to make plays in the red zone.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it was our inability to make plays in the red zone.
Because we moved the ball well.
Absolutely.
The ball was moving up and down the field.
Yes. Yeah. We got, 5 or 6 field goals?
Yeah.
I mean, look, we were number 1 in the league for red zone percentage coming into this game, and not anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were 1 of 5 in the red zone. We were just not converting down there, and it was really frustrating to watch.
It did make me happy, though, to know that Ken Zero, we could put the game on his shoulders in a way, and he was 5 for 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He made every single one he was supposed to make.
Yep.
So as frustrating it is to have to go down there not converting kick field goals, at least we know Catman was putting in work.
Yeah, Catman at least is dependable, because other teams around this league is having kicker issues left and right.
Yeah, yep.
Well, look, so at least our kicker's situation is taken care of. We went through our punter situation last week. It seems like that's kind of settled down. We were kind of worried about it at the start of the season. Settled down now. So then let's go into who deserves the game ball and who kind of still needs some work. Who needs those up downs?
Yes.
Let's do the up downs.
I think obvious up down player, pretty giveaway. David Johnson, he had that big fumble on the first play, dropped a touchdown earlier in the game before making up for it and catching another one later in the game. And Arian said, this is the first time we've seen him play like a rookie. We got reminded that he is a rookie this week.
I think that's a great quote, because this guy was an animal coming into this, starting this season.
Everybody forgot he's only 22 years old.
22 years old.
He's a baby.
So he's only dropped his very first receiving catch.
Yeah.
But, the guy's a rookie.
He's a rookie.
What can you expect?
I think that the biggest person we got to give up downs to has to be Gerard Powers.
And see, Gerard Powers, so that not many people discuss this one. So Troy, why do you think Gerard Powers needs these
Gerard
up-downs this
Powers,
week?
he got a lot of compliments from Bruce Arians through the offseason and stuff like that. He's supposed to be solid second or backup cornerback. Patrick Peterson, Gerard Powers are 1 and 2. And Tavon Austin just lit him up all day. On both those touchdown plays, it was because he was just way too quick for Powers. Powers got burnt. You just gotta be faster. You can't let that happen. You gotta make the moves. You gotta make it work.
Right, and he isn't the most dangerous wide receiver in the NFL.
No, he is quick and he has a lot of potential. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to discredit Tavon Austin. Like he is. Yeah. He is good, but Gerard Powers is supposed to be better. Because Gerard Powers is a veteran, and Tavon's a veteran. It's third year in the league, but Gerard Powers has been around a long time.
But yeah, the Rams don't have the deepest wide receiving core. Everybody's going to be every wide receiver is trying to avoid Peterson.
Yeah, exactly.
We have the best cornerback in the NFL.
Yeah, and I think he spent his time with Brian Quick, who didn't do anything.
Right.
So the one person, whoever Peterson was on, didn't cover anybody, and I think that was more Quick just because of size. Quick's a big receiver, and so we needed Patrick Peterson on him to cover him down.
Got it.
And then, so Fitz, who do you think, in a game like this, a hard game, who do you think was our best player? Who do you think gets the game ball?
Well, I think we still had some positives, and I think our positives were in our defensive line.
Yes.
And Calais Campbell.
Yes.
He had 11 tackles, man.
Yep.
And he was the only one with the sack, and I think he played his heart out. I mean, this guy just looked great between the lines, and he was involved, it seemed like, every defensive play. The guy was always there.
Calais has been on the team for a while, man, and so he's had time to let that Rams hate just fester. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He saw how much it derailed.
Yeah,
he's a true Cardinal, and I think that's what drove him. 11 tackles. That's linebacker numbers of tackles.
Dang,
you know what I mean? For a defensive lineman, that is huge. So Calais brought it. True captain, played his heart out, did what we needed him to do.
Wow, linebacker status on the line, man.
Yeah.
I'll take that any day. But he is not our under the nest player. We know about Calais.
Yeah, we know all about Calais.
So we got to talk about our under the nest.
Yeah, under the nest player. Yeah. So this is where we take the time to take a look at a player that may not be a household name, not everyone knows very much about. And this week we want to talk about Marcus Golden. He's an outside linebacker rookie. And he was our second-round pick from Missouri, and I think so far he's had a pretty solid rookie start to his rookie year.
I mean, this guy has already recorded 8 tackles this year, 2 for a loss as a rookie.
Yeah.
And look, he just provides us really solid depth, and I think he is going to be in this lineup very often. I think he's going to be a constant.
He's going to get build, and he's going to slowly build more and more, and he's already coming in, if you think about Kevin Minter had a rough start to his first 2 years because he had to go in, and because of losing Darrell Washington and stuff like that, Kevin Minter had to go in and take such a big role right away. Marcus Golden's getting the chance to be eased in, have a chance for the most success he can have starting out. He was in on that sack. Him and Calais Campbell got that sack together against Nick Foles this week, so that was his first sack of his NFL career.
There we go. Have to talk about it.
And the Cardinals tried to trade up to get Shane Ray in the draft, who ended up going to the Broncos, and Marcus Golden was the other linebacker on the other side of Shane Ray. And so together, they helped make a lot of the plays and stuff happen. And Marcus Golden, opened up a lot of those lanes for Shane Ray to be the stud that he was.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, so it was good to get. I'm glad we got Golden. I think he's playing solid. He's rocking some dope dreads. We got to keep dreads on our team. We don't have very many right now.
Absolutely. I thought more than average, though. More than the average team.
Yeah, more than the average team. Yeah, now we got Chris Johnson, Larry Fitz, Marcus Golden, Cooper. Jonathan Cooper's got some sick dreads going on.
There we go.
Yeah. I don't think we have anyone else with dreads.
Yeah, Bruce Arians, we're looking at
Bruce
you,
Arians,
man.
We need those dreads. If we win the Super Bowl, at least a dread wig.
Yeah, exactly. We need a Rasta wig, Coach.
I feel like just him and what are those hats called that he wears?
The derbies.
The derbies, yeah. Him, dreads, and a derby.
Yeah, can we stitch one? I will stitch one and send it to him.
I want to make that T-shirt.
Absolutely.
That's going in Playgirl.
That is definitely going Playgirl.
So Fitz, let's get into next week, man. Let's talk about Detroit versus Arizona.
Yes, they are playing at Detroit this week.
Yep.
We're playing against the Lions team that hasn't won a game yet.
They're
0-4.
Yeah.
They're 0-4. And Stafford has been overly average this season. Overly average.
Yes. 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's got a 65% completion rating. So he's not doing anything crazy. 5 touchdowns, that's pretty middle of the road as far as touchdowns scored in the league right now. The lower end of average.
Right. And how about their star wide receiver, Calvin Johnson?
Calvin Johnson this season is reminding me of Larry Fitzgerald last season.
Really? Why do you say that?
Because it's like everybody knows if Megatron is getting the ball, he's going to go out there and he's going to do crazy things with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he's not getting the ball right now. He's not, and so people are going to, I'm just waiting for the conversation to start talking about his age, and he's losing it, and he's lost a step. Because, I watched Calvin Johnson play last night, and he looked solid, but he's just not getting the chance to get the ball.
And look, that wide receiving core isn't that deep. I mean, you do have Golden Tate, Notre Dame grad.
Yes.
And you do have their tight end, Eric Ebron, who's decent, and TJ Jones. But other than that, and Corey Fuller, but other than that, you really don't have many options.
No.
And so if you have only one star and very heavy on that one star at the top of the table, everybody's going to be focused on you. So you're not going to have those options.
And for the Lions, I think the strength of this Lions team we're playing is got to be their defense. 6 sacks, 5 interceptions, 5 fumbles, 25th in yards allowed against them, and overall they're 23rd ranked defense in the league. So statistically, they're not that great, but watching them play Seattle last night, they kind of shut Seattle's passing game down pretty well.
Yeah, and they had a very good outing at Seattle.
Yeah, they did. And in that Seattle game, Russell Wilson, the plays that he came up with were plays where Russell Wilson's doing what Russell Wilson does, which is scramble around, wait for the play to break up, get loose, and then throw a 30-yard bomb to a receiver who's, obviously going to outrun a corner at that point.
Right. But the Lions still couldn't do anything about it.
They forced 2 fumbles on Russell Wilson. They got after him. Their defensive line got after him, and they did pretty well. So that was a really solid.
Well, good. Well, and look, both teams are coming off losses this week.
The Lions have some explosive players in the running game. Amir Abdullah, everybody's really hyped on. He's a really solid rookie, but he's playing behind a slow, weak offensive line who just they can't benefit from that explosiveness.
Abdullah, he's a rookie?
Yeah, he's a rookie. Yeah. And I mean the guy's all the potential in the world, like I said. It's just the Lions, their attack isn't solid. It's not the Lions that we're used to. It's not the Matthew Stafford who's throwing up 60-yard bombs to Calvin Johnson who 2-touches it in the back corner of the end zone.
Right.
We just haven't seen that offense this year, which is a benefit for us,
Yeah, it's going to be good for us, especially going and playing this Lions team. We haven't lost to the Lions since 2005.
Yeah, that's a stat I like to see.
10 years of beating the Lions, that's something I like.
And this is probably the best we've been in those 10 years,
Absolutely.
Even since the Kurt Warner days, I think.
Absolutely. So I know both teams are going to be coming off losses, but I think both teams are going to be coming out with a vengeance, and I'd rather be on our side of the table.
I'd much rather be on our side, too. I think we have a complete team, like I've said. Everything around us looks really good, and I think we're going to go in there. I think we're going to give it to the Lions. I think all the pain that we felt from this week, we're going to take out on the Lions.
All right. Well, it's this week at Ford Field in Detroit. It starts at 1:05 Arizona time on Fox. And Troy, what's your score prediction? What do you think?
Score prediction this week. I think Carson's going to go out there. He's going to have a field day. I'm going to guess 45-21.
45-21. Yeah, I look at that Chicago Bears game.
Yeah.
As a reference.
Yeah,
that's going
exactly
to the Midwest
in
the fall and being successul. Man, 45 is that is a great number. Just because I would like to win this prediction game, I'm going to be a little bit more conservative with this Cardinals victory and say 38-10.
38-10. Oh, I like that score too, man.
Yeah, 38-10.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening again for Week 5. My name is Troy Rowe. You can follow me on Twitter at TDRow, ROW1.
And my name is Dave, and you can follow me at DaveFitz4 on Twitter. And make sure to comment on our YouTube if you have any questions or any issues you want us to address. We're happy to address your problems.
We love it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel Trowboat, TROWBOAT. I haven't figured out how you can change your username.
Trowboat.
That's why it's Trowboat.
Just a love ship of Cardinals media.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week. And go Cardinals.
Go Cardinals.